The Buffalo Bills played like chicken wings last night. I mean, they just – what was that? Against the Falcons. Back-to-back losses now for Buffalo. But last night was just not – we saw Allen looking like when he first came in the league. A little sloppy on some stuff, right? Some issues there, but the Buffalo Bills didn't look that good last night.
Not at all. Now, this is a fun stat for you guys. The Buffalo Bills have not been lower than first place or tied for first place in the AFC East since the end of the 2023 season. Today, Tuesday, October 14th, they are second to the New England Patriots. Just to give you context of what's going on with Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Last night was tough.
Only one game better than the Jets. No, I'm kidding.
The Buffalo Bills had gone, I think they had won their turnover battle for like 14 straight games. The last 2 weeks, they have turned the ball over, I believe it is now 5 times.
They had more turnovers than a bakery last night.
Josh Allen only completed 15 of 26 passes. He was pressured all night. The offensive line was doing well running the ball, but they stopped running the ball. And their outside receivers, which is everybody who's not a slot receiver, over the last 5 games have averaged 89 yards combined over their last 5 games. They've only gone over 100 yards during that stretch one time. That was against the New York Metropolitans, and they did that by getting 104 yards. So there's no threats on the outside. Josh Allen is under siege. They had no respect for any of those receivers. And here's another one just to give you some more context of what's going on with Buffalo. The last few weeks, the Philadelphia Eagles have been a big talking point on national media. What's wrong with the offense? A.J. Brown's upset. Saquon can't get on track. Jalen Hurts is not a good thrower of the football. Over the last 2 weeks, the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles, both 0-2, both averaging a svelte 17 points per game, both averaging exactly 5.7 yards per play. Something's wrong in Buffalo.
Yeah, the problem is, and this happens with teams, this happens when you have a good to great player, when you have an MVP caliber, in this case, the reigning MVP. You become that person reliant. The Bills are Josh Allen reliant. And Rob, you can look at it like a family member. When you've got that one family member that always comes through, the family member that always be dependable, what happens? Maybe it's you.
You talking about me?
That's why I said maybe it's you. I know it's been me at times. Oftentimes I'll give credit to my wife, where everybody kind of goes, they got it. Well, who's going to plan the blah, blah? They got it.
I wish somebody had it for me once or twice.
Just like, can you be that for me? Yeah. How are we going to? They got it. I'm at the season in my life. Everybody kind of does this, Rob. When the bill comes, Cal got it.
Right.
I'm like, dang it, I got it.
Yeah, you got 8 jobs.
Yeah, you got it. And so that's what happens. You become reliant on that person to figure it out, to make it happen. They're so good. It comes easy for them. It's natural for them. And the Bills have become that. They've got it person. And in this case, it's Josh Allen. He's got it. He'll scramble around. He'll make MVP Super Bowl Superman type plays. He'll jump over the crowd. He'll scramble and make a play that shouldn't have been there. When schematically you look at the Bills, they don't look great right now. You don't know what they do. You know what's crazy? We talk about this all the time, me and Rob G. James Cook is a really good running back who, if it doesn't go right after a drive or two, they run away from him. If they're not up big and they're trying to run the clock out, they run away from James Cook. They don't use him enough. They don't have a skill set on the outside. They got some decent tight ends, but problem is, schematically, you don't know what they do well, and it ends up being Josh Allen scrambling. And the Falcons, what they did, man, those boys are fast. They play hard. They play and aggressive. They blitzed him 71% of the time, 40% something pressure on him, and he was running for his life all night.
Well,
and they're not good enough to be always having to play from behind because, again, they don't mix it up enough. It just becomes Josh Allen. Last point real quick. This was supposed to be the season, Rob. Right? The Chiefs look bad in the Super Bowl. Maybe they're down. Maybe they're taking a step back. Travis Kelce's washed. Maybe Andy Reid's losing a step. Maybe Patrick Mahomes is peak. This was supposed to be season. Lamar Jackson, down. Doesn't look right. Their defense is terrible. Joe
but
Burrow
that wasn't
down.
coming into the season.
Right,
That
but I'm
was
saying
once the
going
season
into the
started.
season, you already knew
They
you're
were in
high hope. You're in the mix.
They're in the mix, but
You're
I don't know
supposed
if
to take
anybody
full advantage of this.
because most people pick Baltimore coming into the
Well, I
season.
mean, I did too, but
No, I'm
there's
just saying.
a lot of people picked the Bills because they thought they felt the same way about Lamar. Like, oh, he's just not going to be able to get it done. You and I picked the Ravens to get to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl, but a lot of people felt like it will be Josh Allen. It's his season now, and you can't waste away early Luka type years. Early LeBron in Cleveland, when you have this guy and you just don't build around it and you're just like, oh, they'll figure it out. LeBron will score 25 straight against, those Detroit basketball Pistons and get us to the finals. Luka will figure it out and drag us to the finals.
That lucky shot he banked in, or that one, that's when I knew it was done. Remember the money banked in?
I do remember that.
Yeah, I covered that game. I was there. I'll never forget that.
That was incredible. So that's my point, Rob.
No,
they need to build because when you look at the teams that win and have won historically, yes, they have a great quarterback, but what do you always like to bring up? We bring it up all the time. The Patriots had great defense and special teams for years. That was the thing people forget about.
Top five. Nobody that
special teams,
when
defense,
and when they always want to disrespect Bill Belichick. And I'm not with the cheating. But you cannot tell me that defense wasn't a big reason
100%
on why they were able to win those Super Bowls. I just don't like people keep acting like it was just Tom Brady.
No, not at all. They were only
and they're not being honest with you. If you even a comeback against Atlanta, you had to shut down Atlanta in the second half, and that was defense. Tom Brady didn't shut them down. Now he got the ball and scored and all that. But somebody had to stop them, and that was that defense.
That's my point, Rob. Peyton Manning could have all those stats. He finally won a Super Bowl when that Colts defense got better. And Patrick Mahomes got to the Super Bowl offensively sometimes. They got there when it was defensive reliant, like last year.
People don't remember when the Patriots won their first Super Bowl in that run against the greatest show on turf, and that defense held them to 13 points
100%.
or whatever it was when they beat the Rams. The Rams scored 3 points on one field goal in a game where Tom Brady had an interception and a fumble. I'm like
so
people.
That's my point. You're supposed to build. I know we always talk about the stars. You're supposed to build a complete team around your star.
I'm going to say this as I watch, and we see what happens, and Shohei strikes out his first at bat, 1 for 21. I mean, he's scuffling.
When I tell you, I can't. My Johnny Cochran is.
You can't do that. Yeah,
it's wearing thin.
They just canceled Law and Order. I just want you to know that they canceled
after season 49.
Yes,
we have finally canceled Law and Order.
I mean, that Law and Order's turned into a soap opera because it's been on so long. NBC has milked the S out of that show.
They start repeating characters. They bringing people back on. I know he was on season 8. Nobody remember.
Nobody
bring him back
remember him. Right. This is season 40. But I'm convinced now. The more and more I see Buffalo, I don't believe they ever win a championship. Even with Josh Allen, even with that fraudulent MVP won last year, I'm dead serious. I am convinced that they won't win a Super Bowl. I really am because of a lot of stuff you talked about. The being solely reliant on him, and then other issues that go with it. Even though things look open here, and this should be the moment, right, to make that move and be that dominant team. And remember, this season started with a miracle comeback against the Ravens, where they were getting bludgeoned, right? And they win that game, scoring 41 points. And now you look at them the last 2 weeks and go, they're okay. Are they world beaters? I'm serious when I say that. I'm convinced the Buffalo Bills will not, just like Jim Kelly and those Bills, and they went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. They weren't trying to get to the championship game. They actually went, and that team was good, and they couldn't win.
They struggled versus the Dolphins. They ended up pulling it out and win.
But this is what I'm saying.
They didn't look great against the Dolphins. I mean,
the Dolphins win that game.
Yeah, they're not as great as everybody kind of thought they would be. All right, Rob, so they're watching us right now, which means another thing they can do is what?
They can subscribe. All you got to do is hit that button, subscribe to The Odd Couple for some of the best sports talk content in the nation.
Facts, and while you're at it, they can like, they can comment, they can share. Do all that for us. We appreciate it. Just do all that right up in here.